Hey everyone, Josh Martinez here, and welcome to this week's idea. So this week's idea is the Nasdaq 100 on a monthly time frame. So why look at a monthly time frame? Well, during times of uncertainty, during times of lots of weird market movements, I do like to cut out the noise and go to the largest time frame that I can. The monthly time frame is very readable for me. Sure, I can go a little bit higher, but monthly time frame is good. What the monthly time frame will do is help me find patterns within the marketplace by cutting out some of the market noise. Market noise is like fundamental announcements, economic events, speeches, wars, interest rates, stuff like that, which causes like weird, emotionally driven market reactions off the smaller time frame. So what are we looking at? So how I analyze the market is based upon my belief. So if I'm looking at the monthly time frame and I'm trying to make the decision, are we going to sell off? Are we going to rally? How do I make that decision? Well, a couple things. Number one, this is an index. Indexes go up over time. So it doesn't really matter how far the market sells off. Up to this point, the Nasdaq 100 has a 100% recovery rate and has never gone to zero. So eventually, as long as that pattern continues, eventually this bearish trend should end and the market should recover to all-time highs, and that's really where the prize is. And so for me, I'm not really too concerned about the sell-off, not really messing with it. I'm not really looking for short opportunities. I'm more looking for the bottom and then for the market U-turn. So how do I do that? Well, I personally believe that the markets U-turn at, on, and or around the same price point. So oftentimes I'll just take a trend line and draw it backwards. When I draw it backwards, what I'm focusing in on is known levels of U-turn. Now, what I'm not doing is I'm not curve fitting, meaning that like I'm not customizing or tailoring things to what my desire is, right? I'm just acknowledging it for what it is. And what it is, what I see is when or if the market comes near this blue level, the market historically, not always, but historically bounces, right? We started the bullish bounces back inside of March of 2023, so there's a bullish bounce. October 2023, August 2024, April 2025, and here we currently are. I'm not saying it's going to bounce exactly on that blue line. What I am saying is, for whatever reason, the market's been U-turning at, on, and or and around this blue level. So it could U-turn now, it could U-turn on it, or it could U-turn below it, but this is like the U-turn area that I'm looking for. Now, I can do the opposite from the resistance, right? Drawing my trend lines backwards, and I find that structure of resistance, extend it forward, and then bingo, bango, there it is, right? So when or if the market comes near the top blue level, the market's selling off to the bottom blue level. When or if the market comes near the bottom blue level, the market rallies top blue level. So we're getting close, right? So, but close is no cigar, right? So what do we do? There's really a couple things you could do. Number one is acknowledge what it is. When or if the market comes near this bottom blue level, the market has history pushing to the top blue level. That top blue level push could be somewhere around a 19,000, 20,000 tick rally, right? We look at the last couple bounces. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months worth of a rally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months worth of a rally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months worth of rally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months worth of rally. So like 5 to 7 months of bullish follow through. So what that tells me is if support can hold, we have 5 to 7 months of a bullish trend, which could equal somewhere around 19 to 20,000 ticks bullish. So we're definitely going to need some sort of catalyst, something positive in the market to kind of stimulate buyers to buy, right? So anything to do with the conflict in Iran is definitely causing the market to react. Anything to do with oil is definitely causing the market to react. So, things with, hey, there's peace with Iran. Hey, the strait has opened. Hey, oil prices are dropping. Hey, interest rates are coming down for the United States. Stuff like that could really cause consumer confidence to go up, stability, get rid of some of this uncertainty with the conflict with Iran, stuff like that, right? So that's what I'm going to keep my eye on. But really, on a technical standpoint, other than watching the news, really, I'm just going to go to my daily time frame. I'm going to draw my downtrend line, and when or if the market gets into the buy zone, then it tells me the buyers have taken control. Right now, we are making lower lows, lower highs, right? If the buyers can make higher highs and higher lows, break and close above that blue line that's been historically pushing the market down, I'll just look for a low price in the buy zone, ideally at the backside of the old downtrend line, and look to go long. Now, what could I do to help me find this low? I could bring in Fibonacci's And from this high to this low, we do have a Fibonacci extension at 23151.75. Just basically means the market could sell off. Wow, there it is. Look at that. We hit the Fibonacci extension, so that could be the low, and the market could begin to bounce bullish right now. There is a little bit of an adjustment down the bottom right-hand side. You have what's called B, adjust for contract changes. If you remove that, the target could be a little bit lower, right? Could be 22803, kind of a weird, right? So we could see the U-turn now with the adjustment, or we could see the U-turn a little bit lower. Either way, we're in that area where waiting for the market into the buy zone, in my opinion, would be the way to go. When or if we break and close above this blue level and we enter into the buy zone, for me, that would be fantastic, because then what I would be just looking to do is apply up Fibonacci's for 19, 20,000 ticks. Enjoy the ride, expect a 5 to 7 month rally. But what it requires is patience, right? Requires just some, like, that's it, patience, experience. Not over trading, not guessing bottoms, waiting for confirmation, stuff like that. All right, everyone, we went ahead and posted this idea on my profile. So if you go to tradingview.com and you were to look for my profile, what you can do is, my name is Joshua Martinez. That's my profile name. Just search for me, right? Joshua Martinez, TradingView. You can even do that through Google if you wanted to. But what I do is I'll post ideas. I don't get them all right, but I'll give you what I'm looking at, right? I'll give you my support, my resistance, my targets, share this research. This is not investment advice. It's just one person sharing education to someone who wants to be educated. That's really all about it. I will win, I will lose, but it's transparent, right? You kind of see the process taking place. So take a look at that. That's a lot of fun. This concludes this week's idea. Just remember, there is risk involved in trading. You should never invest money that you cannot afford to lose. Always keep risk management in mind. Understand that we are not CTAs, which stands for Commodity Trading Advisors. What that means is we don't give out customized investment advice. We're not money managers. We're not financial advisors. We're educators. So we're just sharing research. We're teaching those who want to learn. We're not telling you to enter or exit the market. We're literally just sharing with you our knowledge and our learnings and our findings. Look at us like a newspaper. We'll share with you this research, walk you through the trade ideas, but what you do with that information is up to you. Past performance not indicative of future returns. What that means is no guarantees of positive outcome. There's risk involved in every single trade. You need to be aware that there's risk involved. This is not fantasy land. This is not a lotto. This is not guaranteed money. This is trading, and trading involves risk, and you need to be well aware of the risk involved. All right, everyone. My name is Josh Martinez. This concludes this week's idea. Have a wonderful day.